Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're skipping the boring basics and jumping right into a literal microscopic battle that's probably happening on your cutting board tonight. Picture this. You're slicing up an onion for dinner, and out of nowhere, your eyes just start stinging. The tears are rolling. We put up with this all the time for the sake of a good meal, right? But what is actually driving this invisible chemical warfare? Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. You slice an onion, and it feels like an absolutely unprovoked attack on your face. But, this isn't just some quirky kitchen annoyance. It's a total marvel of biological engineering. To really understand why we cry, we gotta look past the vegetable itself and zoom way, way in on the volatile chemical compounds that get unleashed the exact millisecond your knife breaks the onion cell walls.
So the main culprit for your culinary tears is this unwieldy yet completely fascinating molecule called syn-propanethyl S-oxide. You can basically think of this as the onion's personal microscopic tear gas. When you chop into that onion, enzymes that were normally kept safely locked away in separate compartments are suddenly exposed to the air and to each other. This triggers a rapid reaction, generating this volatile compound that literally floats up, hits your eyes, and directly tells your lacrimal glands to turn on the waterworks. It is wildly effective.
Now, scientists didn't just figure this out overnight. Unraveling the mystery of this lacrimator, which is just a fancy scientific term for a tear-inducing substance, actually took decades of serious detective work. Back in 1956, researchers Negish and Stahl first nailed down the molecular formula. But it wasn't until way later in 1979 that Eric Bloch and his team finally pinned down the exact structure, proving it has a specific Z configuration. And the final piece of the puzzle? That didn't even drop until 2002, when scientists discovered the specific enzyme, lacrimatory factor synthase, or LFS, that actually pulls the trigger and creates the tear gas.
Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would a plant evolve to do this to us? Well, the onion isn't crying, guys. It's fighting back. This is the ultimate so what factor here. What you're experiencing over your cutting board is actually a highly sophisticated chemical defense system. Think about it. An onion bulb is this juicy, nutrient-packed snack just sitting there in the dirt, making it a highly attractive target for hungry herbivores. This tear gas is literally nature's way of telling any animal that takes a bite to back the heck off immediately. But here is where our explainer takes a massive scientific plot twist. For the longest time, we thought we had this kitchen mystery completely solved, right? The onion was the undisputed king of making us cry. But recently, scientists shifted their focus away from the familiar onion and looked deep into the Amazon rainforest. And what they found? It completely turned everything we thought we knew about this tear-inducing chemistry totally on its head.
Now, what's really interesting here are the distinct biochemical pathways at play. If we look at the classic onion's pathway, an enzyme called alliinase acts on a precursor to make a sulfonic acid. Then, that LFS enzyme we talked about turns it into the onion lacrimator. But contrast this with a totally different plant called Pittivaria alliacea. It completely lacks the onion's precursor molecule. Instead, it starts with something called pitivirine. The alliinase enzyme acts on it to produce a totally different sulfonic acid, PMSA. And yet, through its own completely unique LFS enzyme, it still somehow manages to produce a tear gas that makes you cry.
So this Amazonian plant is commonly known as the guinea hen weed. It's actually used as a medicinal plant. And what researchers discovered is just mind-blowing. This plant independently evolved a chemical mechanism that also produces a tear-inducing defense. It possesses its own alliinase and its own LFS-type enzyme. But because it reacts with that precursor petavarine instead of the onion's isoalline, it creates a completely different sulfine lacrimator, known as PMTSO. So we get the exact same tears, but from an entirely different microscopic weapon.
To help make sense of this dense biochemistry, I love to use a two chefs analogy. Imagine you've got two chefs trying to make the exact same spicy dish, but they are using completely different techniques. The onion's LFS enzyme is like a chef who simply rearranges the ingredients that are already sitting on the plate. In chemistry, we call that an isomerase. But the guinea hen weed's LFS enzyme is fundamentally different. It acts as a dehydrogenase. This chef actually alters the ingredients by aggressively stealing something away, specifically abstracting a hydride, to force that final product into existence. Seriously, how does a plant in the Amazon solve the exact same problem as the onion in your backyard garden? This is a textbook, mind-blowing example of convergent evolution in plant chemical warfare. Because the starting materials, those precursor molecules in the onion and the Amazonian weed, are structurally different, Nature had to invent two entirely different enzymatic methods to yield similar tear-inducing results. Both plants faced the exact same problem, hungry herbivores, and arrived at the exact same defensive solution, but they took two completely different biochemical roads to get there. And this brilliant chemistry perfectly illustrates exactly how that alternative road works. Scientists proposed three chemical pathways for how the Amazonian guinea hen weed creates its defense. Two of those pathways involve attacking a strong aromatic benzene ring, which honestly takes a massive amount of energy and just doesn't quite fit the experimental evidence. But the third option, pathway C, totally avoids attacking the ring directly, and all the evidence strongly points to this being the true mechanism. So how exactly does this successful pathway play out? Let's walk through pathway C step by step so we can really grasp this micro mystery without getting totally bogged down in the heavy biochemistry. Step 1. The alliinase enzyme chops the precursor to produce that sulfinic acid we called PMSA. In step 2, the LFS enzyme immediately swoops in, stealing a hydride, which is just a hydrogen atom with 2 electrons. This leaves behind a temporary intermediate molecule with a pretty significant positive charge. Finally, in step 3, a proton is lost, the whole molecule settles down, and boom, you have your sulfane lacrimator. Tear gas achieved. So, the absolutely crucial point lies right here in a direct quote from the research. It says, successful hydride abstraction is dependent upon the presence of a benzyl group on the sulfur to stabilize the intermediate. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Why does this unique pathway work for the Amazonian weed but not our everyday onion? It all comes down to that specific structural feature, the benzyl group. When the enzyme steals that hydride and leaves a positive charge behind, that charge has to be stabilized or the whole molecule just falls apart. The benzyl group acts like a chemical shock absorber, stabilizing that positive charge buildup so the reaction can successfully complete. To summarize this whole deep dive, we are looking at the exact same tiers, but entirely different chemistry. The onion's enzyme can just use isomerization, basically just rearranging the molecule, because its starting precursor already has a specific double bond structure, known as alpha-beta unsaturation. The guinea hen weed, it completely lacks this feature. Because of that, its enzyme has to force an oxidation reaction, which requires the loss of 2 electrons and 2 protons. It's just a stunning reminder of nature's sheer ingenuity, finding 2 totally distinct biological routes to achieve the exact same defensive outcome. So I have to leave you with this question. Are you ever going to look at your cutting board the same way again? The next time you chop an onion and find yourself reaching for a tissue, just remember, you aren't just making dinner. You are triggering a highly evolved, dual-pathway chemical defense system that has been perfected by plants over millions of years, from your local farm all the way down to the Amazon rainforest. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to always keep questioning the incredible science hidden right there in your everyday life.